Modi interacts with vaccine makers. Textiles Ministry issues notification to set up 7 Prime Minister's Mitra Park. Assam Chief Minister campaigns for BJP by-election Gosaigaon candidate. Opposition continues its fight. Girl from Assam to attend United Nations Climate Change Conference at Glasgow. And in T20 Cricket World Cup, South Africa sets target of 119 runs for Australia. A very good evening, viewers, and welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin from the studios of Doordarshan Guwahati. This is Hongita Kakuti Pathok, and now the stories in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with vaccine makers today. The meeting took place on the momentous occasion of India crossing the mark of 100 crore vaccine doses. Prime Minister Modi took stock of their experiences and discussed various issues like furthering vaccine research with the vaccine makers. In November last year, Modi visited the Serum Institute of India to have a better understanding of the process of vaccine production and distribution. Meanwhile, world leaders applauded India as the COVID-19 vaccination drive crossed the 100 crore doses milestone, saying it had brought the world closer to defeating the global pandemic and achieving vaccine equity. The Textiles Ministry has issued a notification for setting up of 7 PM Mitra Parks. The scheme is aimed at realizing the vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi of building an Atmanirbhar Bharat and to position India strongly on the global textiles map. The scheme is designed to develop integrated, large-scale and modern industrial infrastructure facility for entire value chain of the textile industry. It will also reduce logistics cost and improve competitiveness of Indian textiles. PM Mitra is inspired by the 5F vision of the Prime Minister, which encompasses farm to fibre, fibre to factory, factory to fashion and fashion to foreign. Meanwhile, the 7 PM Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel Parks will be set up at greenfield or brownfield sites located in different willing states. Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarkar states that issues of BTC have been solved to a large extent after the Pramod Boro-led government was elected to power. In his election campaign for the Gosaigaon Assembly constituency, the Chief Minister attended election rallies in Kashiabari and Hatidhura of Kokrajhar district today. Campaigning for the UPPL candidates, Sarkar said that peace has returned to the region and Pramod Boro should be thanked for this. The rallies were also attended by Numal Momin, Deputy Speaker of Assam Assembly, Minister Urkhao Gaura Brahma and UPPL legislator Lawrence Islari.
ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টি 3টা সমষ্টিত উঠিছে ভবানীপুৰ থাওৰা মৰিয়নি ইউপিপিএল 2টা সমষ্টিত উঠিছে তামুলপুৰ আৰু গোসাইগাঁও আমি বিজেপি ইউপিপিএল আৰু এজিপি গণশক্তি সকলোৱে লগ হৈ আমি ৰাইজৰ ওচৰত গৈছো আৰু মই নিশ্চিত যে আমি সকলোৱে এই 5টা সমষ্টিতে আমি খুব সুন্দৰভাৱে বিজয় লাভ কৰিব।
Election campaigning in the state has reached its peak as dates for the by-election for 5 constituencies in Assam draw nearer. Campaigning has been hectic in Bhabanipur constituency of Bojali district. Former Assam Pradesh Congress President Ripun Bora campaigned for Congress candidate Soilendra Das in the constituency. Bora said that the present government has failed on all fronts, including escalating prices of essential commodities. The Supreme Court has said that successful civil services aspirants have no right to be allocated a cadre of their choice or their home state. The Apex Court also noted that before selection, they opt to serve anywhere in the country, but later scramble for home cadre. The observation of the top court came on an appeal of the central government against a verdict of the Kerala High Court, which had asked it to grant Home Cadre Kerala to A. Shinamal, a woman IAS officer who was posted in Himachal Pradesh. A bench comprising of Justices Hemant Gupta and V. Ramasubramaniam set aside the verdict of the High Court, which had asked the centre to grant Kerala Cadre to the woman IAS officer. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in his Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. tomorrow on All India Radio. It will be the 82nd episode of the monthly radio program. The program will be broadcast on the entire network of All India Radio and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on Air mobile app. The program will also be streamed live on the YouTube channels of the AIR News, DD News, PMO and Information and Broadcasting Ministry. In a proud moment for the state, Disha Sarkar from Guwahati will be attending the meeting session of the United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP26, at Glasgow in United Kingdom from 31st October to 12th of November 2021 with observer status. She will be acting as the lead action for climate empowerment negotiation on behalf of the youth constituency of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, that is YOUNGO, and the Global Youth Development Institute, USA. Disha's primary role will be to negotiate and advocate for climate action with meaningful youth participation with the party delegates. Disha pursued her bachelor's in science from Cotton University and completed her post-graduation in political science from IGNOU. Meanwhile, the conference will be graced by Queen Elizabeth II, Prime Minister Modi and President of USA, Joe Biden.
Going to be a delegate in the United Nations Climate Change Conference, that is COP26. So I believe that I will be a forerunner and I will have lots of people whom I will motivate, and in the next few years I will see my immediate next generation, not next generation, my Gen Z, the ones we call. So I'll see them coming forward in the field of climate change. And this is a very crucial topic. We need to talk about it. And I believe that the more we create awareness, the more it will benefit. So in that case, I believe this little initiative will help in the overall impact.
Our best wishes to Disha. Moving on, in Manipur, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh attended a core committee meeting at Thambal Shanglen with Union Cabinet Minister Bhupender Yadav, Party President Sharda Devi, State Prabhari and National Spokesperson and Union Minister of State Pratima Bhomik, along with other senior party members. In Meghalaya, Preston Tinsong, chairman of the High-Level Committee on Relocation of the Harijan Colony residents, said that the government will take possession of the 2.5-acre land once it pays ₹2 crore as a premium to the Siam of Hima Mylium. Tinsong, who also holds the portfolio of the Deputy Chief Minister, said that the land acquisition is not aimed at gaining any political mileage in view of the October 30th by-elections to the 3 assembly constituencies as alleged. Meanwhile, Harijan Panchayat Committee has written a letter to the East Khasi Hills Deputy Commissioner seeking security and safety of religious institutions and the residents of Harijan Colony area. In the T20 World Cup held in Abu Dhabi in the opening match of the Super 12 stage today, South Africa set a target of 119 for 9 wickets for Australia. Meanwhile, with the second innings on the start, Australia is currently at 95 runs for 5 wickets as per the last reports. Later in the evening, the defending champions West Indies will take on England in the second match to be played in Dubai. Meanwhile, India is all set to square off against Pakistan tomorrow in an all-important clash. In view of the country crossing the 100 crore vaccination dose mark, the Health Ministry said that more than 105 crore 78 lakh vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far through free-of-cost channel and through direct state procurement category. It said more than 12 crore 2 lakh balance and unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories to be administered. In the new phase of the universalization of the COVID-19 vaccination drive, the centre will procure and supply free of cost 75% of the vaccines being produced by the vaccine manufacturers in the country to states and union territories. Now the COVID update from across the nation. More than 101 crore 30 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said over 68 lakh 48,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. India reported more than 16,000 new cases during the last 24 hours, with which India's active case load now stands at 1,73,728. Meanwhile, the recovery rate currently stands at 98.16%, the highest since March last year. Over 17,000 people have recovered in the last 24 hours, while the total recoveries touched the 3 crore 35 lakh 32,126 mark. However, with 666 deaths being reported in the last 24 hours, the total death toll in the country has touched 4 lakh 53,708. In the COVID scene in the northeast, Arunachal Pradesh has a total of 141 active cases, followed by 54,654 discharge cases. The dead account for 280. Reporting 2,519 active cases, Assam has a case load of 5,98,296 released cases. The tally for the dead is 5,964. Manipur has 906 active cases, 1,20,294 released cases, and the death toll is 1,907. Weighed down by 698 active cases, Meghalaya has 81,128 released cases, while the death toll touched 1,443. In Mizoram, the number for active cases is 9,636, followed by 1,06,653 cured cases, while the count for the dead is 400. Embroiled with 245 active cases, Nagaland has a total of 30,766 released cases. The dead account for 678. Sikkim has 183 active cases, while the discharged cases touched a total of 31,266. The dead toll is 393. And finally, Tripura records a total of 98 active cases, 83,462 cured cases, while the death toll stands at 816. In Meghalaya, the state-level exhibition for Inspire Awards was organized at the Meghalaya Bharat Scouts and Guide State Headquarters, Shillong. The exhibition was organized by the Directorate of School Education and Literacy, Meghalaya, in collaboration with the Ministry of Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi. Gracing the occasion as the chief guest, R. Rabthap, Secretary to the Education Department, said that we are living in the age of science and technology, and there is not a single thing in our day-to-day work where science and technology is not involved. To end the news, the main points once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with vaccine makers. Textile Ministry issues notification to set up 7 PM Mitra Parks. Assam Chief Minister campaigns for BJP by-election Gosaigaon candidate. Opposition continues its fight. Girl from Assam to attend United Nations Climate Change Conference at Glasgow. And in T20 Cricket World Cup, South Africa sets a target of 119 runs for Australia. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in.